On iBrand News now, more Nigerians call for the sack of Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Ali Pantami, over alleged support for Al-Qaeda. The Nigerian Senate has called for the liberalization of Nigeria's cement policies to boost production and subsequently reduce the price of the commodity. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin convicted of murdering George Floyd. Hello again and thanks for joining us now. Here are the stories making headlines. I'm Michael Nath. President Muhammadu Buhari is presiding over the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Presidential Villa, Abuja. The FEC meeting is the first to be presided over by the President after his 15-day medical trip to London, United Kingdom. We'll bring you details of this and more in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the Nigerian Senate has received a request from President Buhari to confirm the appointment of the acting Chief Judge of the FCT High Court, Honorable Justice Salisu Garba Abdullahi, as substantive Chief Judge. The request was contained in a letter read on the floor during plenary by President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan. According to President Buhari, the request was made pursuant to Section 256, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The Senate is expected to refer the President's request to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for screening.
GARBA Abdullahi as Chief Judge for the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Pursuant to Section 256, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I hereby request for the Senate's confirmation of the appointment of Honorable Justice Salisu Garba Abdullahi, the acting Chief Judge of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as substantive Chief Judge of the Court. I trust that the Senate will favorably consider and confirm Honorable Justice Salisu Garba Abdullahi as substantive Chief Judge of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in the usual expeditious manner. Please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration.
The upper chamber made the call amid resolutions reached following consideration to a motion brought to the floor by Senator Ashiru Oyelola and 5 others. The lawmakers during the debate expressed concern, saying that the negative consequence of high prices on the economy will outweigh the benefits of producing cement locally if nothing is being done to address the situation.
Dangote Cement controlling 60%, Lafarge controlling 21%, and BUA 17.6%, largely dominating the scene, therefore making it susceptible to price fixing. Convinced that if the status quo persists, the negative consequence of high price on the economy will outweigh the benefits of locally processing cement. Worried that significant rise in cement prices in the country and low purchasing power of Nigerians may result in low building construction standards and non-completion of land infrastructure works. Strongly believe that there's an urgent need to encourage more local production of cement to satisfy demands of Nigeria with a steady growth rate of approximately 3% per annum, a housing deficit of almost 30 million, and engagement over 10.5 million workforce of building and construction industry.
And we all are. Mr. President, considering the infrastructural deficit in this country, housing deficit, private and public houses deficit, unemployment in this country. Cement appears to be a critical commodity that has effect on our national economy.
The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA, has warned President Muhammadu Buhari that his administration might be termed a sympathizer of the Al-Qaeda and Taliban should he refuse to sack the minister. A statement by the National Coordinator, Comrade Emmanuel Onwubiko, and National Media Affairs Director Zainab Yusuf urged Buhari to dismiss Pantami for his affinity and the endorsement of global jihadist movement. The statement read, and quotes, "It is in the interest of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration to clear suspicions that are a sympathizer of international terrorism by sacking Pantami, who has admitted espousing the teachings of Al-Qaeda and Taliban previously." Now, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has advised Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Issa Ali Pantami to resign. This was made known via a statement released by his media aide, Kelvin Ebiri. Wike said Pantami ought to have resigned from his position immediately. Information about his extremist views became a matter of public discourse. He described as worrisome the government's decision to remain mute as worrisome too. According to the governor, the All Progressives Congress, APC, led federal government is known for its proclivity to shield persons of questionable characters, even when the country's secret service presents overwhelming evidence against such individuals. Now, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission has said that the Commission is proposing to work with ministries and agencies to organize National Fiscal Responsibility Forum for local government chairmen and councillors, as the move will save to country costs and explore salient opportunities within government priority areas. The chairman of the Commission, Victor Murako, disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the Minister of Special and Intergovernmental Affairs in Abuja.
Trillion. Your Excellency, the Commission has brought about what is called the template for calculation of operating surplus. We will present you with some copies of these documents. We also engage in fiscal verification of federal government projects in line with the mandate of ensuring prudence, accountability, and transparent fiscal management in the country. The Commission has also collaborated with civil society organizations and other institutions to embark on an enlightenment program to bring in the leaders of the local government. Let us start afresh to see whether they can imbibe this culture of fiscal responsibility, transparency. It is our proposal. If our proposal meets your consideration, sir, we will not mind having to come to work with you to see how we can rein in the states and local government in this program. Your Excellency, the Commission will also be willing to collaborate with your ministry in the verification and monitoring of special intervention projects, SIPs, of the members of the National Assembly.
But I believe, as you have said, it's good to put your searchlights across the three tiers of government more vigorously than ever before. So I assure you of our full support. So I assure you we'll set up a small team, with our own small team here, your own will come together and we'll work towards fulfillment of your proposal, which I believe is very, very important. If resources are managed very prudently, very transparently, a lot could be gained, and this can also be applied in the employment generation area. Mr. Chairman, I have listened very attentively. To assure you, I'm very proud and pleased with the achievements you have recorded, in spite of inadequacy of resources accruing to your commission.
A divisional police station in Adani, in the Uzuwani local government area of Enugu State, has been attacked on Wednesday by gunmen. This is coming barely 24 hours after a police zonal headquarters, Zone 13 in Ubu, Anambra State, was also attacked. 3 policemen on duty were killed, while several others were injured during the attack. It was learned that security infrastructure in the station were raised. Although the State Police Command confirmed the attack, it said the details would be made available later. Public Relations Officer Daniel Ndukwe said there is a report of an attack on Adani Divisional Police Station this early morning. However, the details of the incident are still sketchy. Now, gunmen on Tuesday night abducted some students of Greenfield University in Kaduna State. The private varsity is located along the Kaduna-Abuja Highway in Chikun local government area, and also the first private university in the state established about 3 years ago. The latest incident is the first major attack that bandits will launch on communities around the Kaduna-Abuja Highway since 300 female soldiers were deployed to the general area in January this year. State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs Samuel Arwan confirmed the incident. Now, ahead of the May 15 local government election, your state government has awarded the printing of 2.6 million customized ballot papers to the Nigeria Security Printing and Minting PLC at a cost of 279.5 million naira. The cost of the printing, which is put at 100 naira per sheet, is also consisting of 19.5 million naira as tax and others. The government has approved the award of rebuilding a new state government lodge in Asokoro, Abuja, at a cost of 1.2 billion naira. The decisions were reached at the weekly State Executive Council meeting held yesterday at the Executive Chamber of the Governor's Office, Agodi Secretariat in Ibadan. Briefing reporters after the meeting, the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatubosun, said the Governor Sheyi Makinde administration decided to award the printing of the electoral materials to a neutral body to show transparency, fairness and credibility. Now, the country's external reserves returned to a growth path as it gained $409 million in 2 weeks. Latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria disclosed on Monday. According to the CBN's figures on movement of reserves, the figure, which stood at $34.845 billion as of the end of April the 1st, rose to $35.254 billion as of the end of April the 16th. According to the CBN, the improvement in the level of external reserves reflect the recent upsurge in crude oil prices on the backdrop of the renewed optimism on the successful deployment of COVID-19 vaccines across the globe. In March, the reserves had lost $178 million after dropping from $34.99 billion as of the end of March the 1st to $34.82 billion as of the end of March the 31st. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria has said it will sanction foreign exchange dealers that reject old and lower denominations of the dollar notes. It gave the warning on Tuesday in a circular to all deposit money banks, bureau de change operators, and the general public signed by the Director, Current Currency Operations Department, CBN, Ahmed Umar. The circular states the CBN will not hesitate to sanction any DMB or other authorized forex dealers who refuse to accept old, lower denominations of US dollar bills from their customers. In addition, all authorized forex dealers are advised to desist from defacing, stamping US dollar banknotes, as such notes always fail authentication tests during processing, sorting. In Nigeria, entertainment is a big business, there is no doubt, and as a huge money spinner. Nigeria's media and entertainment industry, Nollywood, sprang up in 1992 and is currently the second largest film producer in the world in terms of number of movies. It is a unifying brand for practitioners in scripting, directing, sound, high-definition HD techniques, acting, cinematography, makeup, editing, among others. Now, to look at the potential in that sector, I'm joined by an industry player, consultant and showbiz investor in the person of Omotayo Ogunlade. Omotayo, you're welcome to News Now.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, now we want to know how much impact the Nigerian entertainment is making on the global stage.
Well, in fact, you've said it all with the one I saw now. We've been trying and we've been doing so well, and the industry has come of age. You said 1992, we've been there before 1992, but to put the record straight, at least what we can put together in our archives, we've been doing it before then. And the industry has come of age to a certain level where the governments are now beginning to see that without the entertainment industry, the country, the state cannot move forward better than what it should be. Look at the music industry, for example. Look at how our boys or our musicians have been winning the Grammy Award. If you want to see before now, gone are those days where you go to parties, you begin to hear the foreign music. But in most of the parties now, you look at what we call the local music. Sure. I don't call it local music anyway. I call it our homemade music that is being played 24/7. Look at our radio stations. Most especially some stations springing up now are playing our local music 24/7. This is a very great development for us, and we've been seeing the impact in the community. Talking about the financial aspect of it, if you want to know, well, we are still looking at how the government can help us. I don't know what's the impact the government can come in. But
yes, because I was going to ask you how responsive and supportive the federal government has been towards the growth and development of entertainment generally in Nigeria. Are there no impacts? Is the federal government not making any impacts towards the growth and development of entertainment?
This is very, very important and is a serious issue to talk about. In fact, if we want to open the diary of this, we'll open a very big discussion on it. We can't finish here, but I can tell you categorically speaking, one thing that is killing the industry, which has even grown to another dimension now, is the piracy.
Okay.
We've started this discussion. We called the government to a roundtable. We'll go to conferences, we'll go to seminars, we invite them and say, this is what is killing us. If the Western world can invest so much into the industry, let's take for example, if a musician in the Western world releases an album, there is a support from the government, of which then and even now, what we have now will be probably the pirated copy of what is being done there, but he or she that has released that music, that album, that debut, would have made his or her own money 100 folds, 100 times before getting to our own side of the world here. And this has been what has made them go back and go back to the creative industry and wax so many of good tunes which we enjoy. Coming back home, we are still fighting this. It's still at the foundational level.
But in the past, the government is known to have taken several measures, to make sure this is taken care of. You mean it didn't make any impact?
Individual takes several measures, not the government. I am telling you categorically speaking, I am telling you the single truth. Every of the practitioners will go back home after either you release a movie or you release a music and say where and when or what did I make from it. Many of us are doing this job because of the passion we have for this job.
And not because of the money you make? Not because of the business aspect of the money? Is that what you're saying?
The business aspect of it is important, but we are not making it. I will tell you, we are not making. I have my senior colleague, I have my colleagues, I have everybody which we talk together, and we ask ourselves, you've released this, you've done this, what did you make out of this?
With all these musicians buying houses, buying expensive cars, throwing money here and there, you're not making money?
Thank God for people that are helping the musicians. Yes, in that, when we talk about this, there are people supporting the musician. It is not the musician that comes out there to make himself or herself.
Okay.
You must have the producer, you must have the director, you must have people that work underground. How many of these people, many of them, yes, with the 1 or 2 thousands we make, we try to manage it. But I'm comparing what we have now, the level of our creativity and the level of the Western world creativity, put them together and measure what we make financially. So these are 2 things we should merge together. I have traveled to some countries. I have seen, of that, there was a day I was traveling across the West African coast, and I was looking at Nigerian movies. Can you believe that most of our movies have been lip-synced into those languages?
Wow.
Pick a Nigerian movie, most especially our indigenous contents. When I talk about our indigenous content, I'm talking about either the Yoruba movies, the Hausa movies, the Hebrew movies. Are you getting it now? Have been lip-synced into those languages so that they could hear or they could know what is happening there. Because most especially, we all do drama.
Okay, now, Omotayo, now let's talk about, with the increasing rate of vulgarity, in our music and obscene images in our movies, does it really bother you? What kind of influence these would have on our children?
Thank you very much.
Very briefly, please.
Yes, we've campaigned about the censorship of all this music. I, for one, I have been at the front line campaigning against this. In as much as we could have this in the movie industry, we can also have it in the music industry. Let every music be censored before putting forward to the
listening public,
so that the heterogeneous audience could not see or could not listen to what is not, most especially the children. And I was discussing something the other time that gone are those days where you talk to your child one-on-one and the Android phone is there where everybody listens to it and they download it. So if this thing could be censored, that is again where the government should come in. That we are censoring, the National Film and Video Censors Board is there for the movie. Then we should have the music censorship department so that all this music could be censored. If you want to release any album, pick it there, be censored. And well, the radio stations are doing a good job.
Yeah, sure.
Through the NBC, where if there is vulgar
whatever, not to be broadcast.
Not to be
NTTB,
not to be broadcast. So they have to mute those aspects, and you see. But again, we should have a very clearer picture of what we want to
Thank you so very much, Omotayo. I've been speaking with the industry player, consultant, and investment showbiz investor, and the person of Omotayo Ogunlade. You did so well, and thank you for your thoughts.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're still watching News Now on iBrandTV. We'll take a short break now and come back with more. Stay with us.
Fresh from the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This now real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food done ready. Everybody follow me chop banga. Hey banga. Sweet extra. Make you follow me chop banga. Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup where you like, and other food them like rice, beans, and even yam. Now, Pali Agro Product Limited then they manufacture them. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, come make your food yummy.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
You're still watching News Now here on iBrandTV. Africa News Now. The Nigerian government has called for urgent consideration of dialogue among all the stakeholders in the Chad Republic. This is following the death of President Idris Deby of Chad, who died in battle against rebels in his country yesterday. A statement issued by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, reveals that Nigeria is willing to guide and mainstream the dialogue within the framework of Economic Community of Central African States and Economic Community of West African States. The son of Chad's slain leader, Idris Deby, is to take over as president in place of his father, according to a charter released Wednesday by the presidency. It said General Mahamat Idris Deby, 37, who on Tuesday was named transitional leader as head of a military council following his father's death, will occupy the functions of the President of the Republic and also serve as head of the armed forces. Foreign news now. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin was convicted on Tuesday of murdering George Floyd, a milestone in the fraught racial history of the United States and a rebuke of law enforcement's treatment of black Americans. A 12-member jury found Chauvin, 45, guilty of all three charges of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and manslaughter after considering 3 weeks of testimony from 45 witnesses, including bystanders, police officials, and medical experts. Deliberations began on Monday and lasted just over 10 hours. In a confrontation capture on video, Chauvin, a white veteran of the police force, pushed his knee into the neck of Floyd, a 46-year-old black man in handcuffs, for more than 9 minutes on May the 25th, 2020. Chauvin and 3 fellow officers were attempting to arrest Floyd, accused of using a fake $20 bill to buy cigarettes at a grocery store. The jurors remained still and quiet as the verdict was read. Chauvin, wearing a grey suit with a blue tie as well as a light blue face mask, nodded and stood quickly when the judge ruled that his bail was revoked. He was taken out of the courtroom in handcuffs and placed in the custody of the Hennepin County Sheriff. Coming next here on News Now is Sports with Dechi.
Welcome to the Sports Update. I am Jidechi Chidi-Ezie. Liverpool owner John W. Henry has apologized to the club supporters for the disruption caused by the proposed European Super League. Henry took sole responsibility for the unnecessary negativity, saying, "In this endeavor, I've let you down." The Reds and 5 other Premier League sides withdrew from ESL on Tuesday evening after a furious backlash. The other 5 Premier League clubs involved Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Tottenham Hotspur and have also all pulled out of the league, while Italian side Inter Milan are poised to follow suit. And in other stories, Nigeria international and former Leicester City winger Ahmed Musa will only honor Kano Pillars away games by flight because of his safety, according to the club's chairman, Suraja Yahaya. The Super Eagles captain made a stunning return to the Nigeria Professional Football League, joining his former club Pillars earlier this month. Kano Pillars will take on Warri Wolves and then Plateau United in away games on April 27th and May the 2nd before facing Eyimba at home 3 days later. And that's all for now on the sports update. Back to you, Michael.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jidechi. And with sports, it's a wrap on News Now here on iBrandTV. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Michael Nath.